You want to work in sports? Hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to give you a few tips that I personally did to get started. Okay, let's now get into the latest news and rumors around the NFL. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports, and we're starting the show off with Jadeveon Clowney because, according to a report, he is not signing soon. Deanna Rossini reports that the Titans and the Seahawks are interested in Clowney, and in fact, both teams have made multiple offers. But, and according to that report, they've just been a little bit too low. So when Clowney first came out, he said that he wanted $20 million, and then he was kind of looked himself in the mirror and was like, maybe I'm not worth that much because not a lot of teams are coming out for him. So then he lowered it down to 17 to 18. But the fact that the Titans, the fact that the Seahawks have made multiple offers, and we also know the Jets, the Browns have kind of been sprinkled in connections too. But you're looking at a former first overall pick, a player who has never had 10 plus sacks. So for me, I understand that he is probably the number one free agent on the market right now, but I don't know if he is going to get the money that he honestly believes he deserves. Now, he is a good player, and I don't want to just sit here and say that you're only going to look at sacks. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to produce, and at the end of the day, you have to show up every single snap. And that's kind of been something that Clowney has struggled with. You can't deny that. The talent is 100% there. But I think if he really wanted to sign with the team, the fact that there's been multiple offers, I think he would have done it already. So I got a question for everyone who's tuning in here. Where will Jadeveon Clowney sign? I want you to throw it in the comments section below. And for those of you that are subscribed to our channel, you'll know that we've made Jadeveon Clowney videos before. You'll know that we talk about Clowney all the time. And if you want daily NFL videos, you get why we're called NFL Daily. And if you want interactive shows, we will be 100% free for the next 365 days. So please click that sub button. And if you can't find the sub button, I'll put it in the comments and I'll put it in the description below. Let's also talk about Aaron Rodgers and just how phenomenal this mustache is. So if you watched our 2020 NFL draft coverage, which you probably did because we were the most watched on YouTube, you would know the Packers drafted Jordan Love, not only drafted, traded up for Jordan Love at 26. And I kind of think it's funny that this week, Brett Favre, who Aaron Rodgers took over for in Green Bay, came out and said that he does not expect Aaron Rodgers to finish his career with the Packers. All I can hope is that Rodgers goes to the Vikings, goes to the Jets, retires 2 or 3 times, and we get to talk about it for the next 3 years. But seriously, let me get back to it. The Packers are looking to the future. And I think we would all agree that when you trade up for a quarterback, you would think that Jordan Love is going to be the future. Now, Rodgers is still a very, very talented quarterback, and I think he's going to be able to help out the Packers. However, you can't cut Aaron Rodgers. Why? It's going to cost you way too much money. So if you want to move on from him, you're going to have to end up trading him. And if you trade him in 2021, it's going to end up saving $22 million in 2021 if you trade him after June 1st. And then it gets up to 22.6 in 2022 and 28.3 in 2023. I know it's a lot of numbers I just threw at you. Bottom line, if he isn't the future, you have to trade him because you're not going to be able to cut him. So I saw a pretty fun article by CBS that dropped down the top 5 teams for Aaron Rodgers, and they were at number 5, the Indianapolis Colts, who, remember, they only signed Phillip Rivers to a 1-year deal. At number 4, the Washington Redskins, where let's say they're not sold on Dwayne Haskins after 2 years. You could maybe go out and get yourself an Aaron Rodgers. At number 3, it's the New England Patriots. Maybe they actually realize that Jarrett Stidham isn't the real answer and that they actually need a quarterback. At number 2, and this is where I really think it starts to get juicy, the San Francisco 49ers. Think about all the rumors this entire offseason around Jimmy Garoppolo. What happens this year if he doesn't produce? And at number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders. Think about all the Tom Brady to Vegas rumors. Think about all the quarterback rumors. Think about everything around Derek Carr. If it doesn't work this year, the Raiders will move on from Carr. And who knows? Maybe they could go out and get Aaron Rodgers. So on today's video, I'm going to make this the very pinned comment that you'll see at the very top. So you might get with an ad break. While that ad is playing, let it play and scroll on down. And I want you to let me know where you think Aaron Rodgers is going to play in 2021. Let's go to the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. Man, I love me some Andy Dalton. And according to Jeff Darlington, the Jaguars are absolutely interested in him. Even if the Jags do sign Dalton, though, okay? I want to make this very clear because the Jags have made it clear. They still expect Gardner Minshew to be the starter. But why would you bring in Dalton? Because you have a young quarterback in Minshew, and Dalton has been able to prove through his career that I think would actually be a pretty solid backup. Now, sure, never won a playoff game. I could also point my finger at Cincinnati. But if you're a, let's say, not super athletic, talented quarterback, I'll even throw out the name like Minshew, but just kind of gets it done with what you got, maybe you would want to learn behind a 9-year veteran Dalton. Now, he was expected to make $17 million this year. The Bengals obviously released him. But if you are just looking for a backup for Gardner Minshew, who we can all agree was probably one of the most entertaining players in the entire league last year, you let him learn behind, or Gardner learns from Andy Dalton, and maybe, just maybe, the Jags can get it rolling. And if it doesn't work, who knows? Maybe you have the number 1 overall pick. Maybe you can go out and get a guy like Justin Fields, or maybe go out and get a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Now, I saw a really interesting quote from head coach Doug Marrone, but I'm going to show that to you after I show you these awesome deals, okay? So if you go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey, you can get your favorite team's draft picks, okay? The jerseys of the players. If you want a Jordan Love jersey, you can get it. You just got to go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey. If you want a Joe Burrow, they got him. Now, let's just say your favorite team's player hasn't announced his number yet. If you go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey, you can pre-order your jersey. So when the numbers are released, you'll be the first to get it. Again, last time, it'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description, chatsports.com/NFL jersey. Okay, let's get to the Doug Marrone quote around Gardner Minshew and around the Jags quarterback situation, like I promised. He's our quarterback. There's no doubt about it. But one of the things we're doing, we are still looking to make sure we are upgraded at each position. There are some vets out there we might look at to bring in, which is why I started talking about this whole Andy Dalton rumor in the first place. But when I think about the quarterbacks on the free agent market, no offense to Joe Flacco, I think there are two clear still available. You have Cam Newton and you have Andy Dalton. Now, you can look at the upside in a 31-year-old Newton. Sure, the numbers on screen aren't great, but we know what Cam Newton could be. Or do you maybe go with a little bit more reliable option and Andy Dalton? You know I was going to ask it, right? Especially if you've watched our show before. I want you to pick a quarterback. Are you going to go with the Red Rifle and Andy Dalton? I want you to type AD. Or are you going to go with Cam Newton? I want you to type CN. For me, if I was the Jaguars, actually, I'd probably type CN. CN, AD, let's go to CeeDee Lamb, that is, of the Dallas Cowboys now. And after getting drafted by the Cowboys, remember, he wore number 2 at Oklahoma. He personally said that he was going to wear the number 10, but Jerry Jones stepped in and said, nah, you're going to wear number 88. But you know what I don't like? When a guy like Stephen A. Smith says that he doesn't deserve to wear the number 88 for 2 reasons. 1, I don't think Stephen A. Smith should be talking about football. 2, it's a number. I get it. The number 88 means a lot for the Cowboys. But how dare you say that Lamb, who last season absolutely killed college football, doesn't deserve to wear it? I mean, he was a great value. He was the 6th best player on the Cowboys board and fell into their lap. Now, I'm not saying he's going to put up 14 touchdowns and over 1,300 yards in his rookie season, but I guarantee you he is going to show very, very quickly that he is a very talented receiver. So why is it such a big deal to wear the number 88 in Dallas? Because you got guys like Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, Dez Bryant. They are all 3, no doubt, unbelievable receivers. But I will say this, CeeDee Lamb was my number 1 receiver in this year's draft class. I think he's going to live up to the number 88. He's a very talented player. Plus, you got Michael Gallup. Plus, you got Amari Cooper. Plus, you got Dak Prescott. The pieces are there to help out CeeDee Lamb. So I'm going to ask you, because I don't really like Stephen A. I'll just be frank with y'all. But do you think that he deserves to wear the number 88? I want you to give me a Y for yes, and I want you to give me an N for no. And honestly, what I want everyone to go out and do is get this jersey. Go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey. If you want this CeeDee Lamb jersey, it is available. It is under $100. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey. I hope you wear it. Hope you tweet at Stephen A. Smith. And if you do, you can even at me at Mitchell Renz 365. let's go to the last guy here that we're talking about on NFL Daily, and it's around Corey Davis. And it just seems like a little while ago, he was drafted 5th overall by the Tennessee Titans back in the 2017 NFL Draft. And now the Titans have declined to pick up his 5th-year option. That 5th-year option would have carried a $15.68 million salary in 2021. But if you remember, the Titans also had another first-round pick that year. That was Adoree Jackson, cornerback out of USC, who they actually extended his 5th-year option. So it's interesting, the fact that Tennessee decided to pick Adoree Jackson over Corey Davis. Now, the stats don't lie. When you draft a receiver in the top 5, you expect production. He really hasn't lived up to it. Now, I liked him a lot when he first came out of Central Michigan, and I think he's got the build to be a number 1 receiver. He's got the athletic ability. But I also think that he deserves at least a little bit of slack because you dealt with Marcus Mariota. You did have to deal with a quarterback change in Ryan Tannehill. And last time I checked, I thought he actually looked pretty good in the playoffs. Corey Davis has the talent. It's just going to be a matter of where does he end up? Because I think it's going to be something that we'll have to be talking about. But we just talked about CeeDee Lamb. We just talked about Corey Davis. So before I leave you today, I'm going to hit you with this last question. Who's going to have more receiving yards in 2020? If you think it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, type Lamb. If you think it's going to be Corey Davis, type Davis. If it's too difficult of a question, just type CeeDee.